Hey, this is Ponce on the Public Test Realm again, here to talk to you about some item balance changes that'll be happening, or have already happened on the test realm. We'll see how they pan out and whether or not they go to live as is. The main thing I want to talk about is Blade of the Rune King, because I find that the most interesting change. But there's a couple other things, so we'll just go over that first. Well, first off, Warmogs is different. Warmogs has been slightly nerfed, which is, well, kind of saw that one coming. But at any rate, it went from basically the passive says restore 1% of maximum health every 5 seconds. That used to be 1.5, or rather is on the live server. So that's been nerfed by 0.5%. To bring that into kind of context, I did a bit of math on that, very simple math. If you had 5,000 HP, you'll be healing 25 HP 5 less. That's if you have 5,000. Obviously, that's a massive number. You're not going to reach that kind of a HP figure that often. But, so it's kind of big. I mean, you used to be able to heal at 5,000 HP, 75 HP per 5. Now you're down to 50. It's not enough to like stop me from building Warmogs. It's still going to be a very good item, but you're gonna kind of notice it, I think, if you pay really close attention to that kind of. And if you don't pay attention to it, yeah, you're not gonna notice anything. Like you can still just build a Spirit Visage and a Warmogs, and basically you'll be healing for about the same amount as you were before if you didn't have the Spirit Visage. I believe the Spirit Visage doesn't completely make up for it, but that's there, just so you guys know. However, the more interesting point is Blade of the Rune King, but of course, Blade of the Rune King builds out of Bilgewater Cutlass, and Bilgewater Cutlass has also been changed. So let's go over that first before we can talk about Blade of the Rune King. Because the old total cost for Blade of the Rune King, or I mean Bilgewater Cutlass, was 1,950. It is now 1,400, and it builds out of a longsword and a vampiric scepter instead of a pickaxe and a vamp scepter. So of course it's cheaper. The attack damage it gives as a result obviously is going to be lower, so it's now 25. Used to give it gives 40 on live currently. On the test realm it gives 25. Lifesteal has actually been buffed. Instead of 10, like the flat lifesteal you get in Vampiric Scepter, when you build into Cutlass now, you get an extra 2%, so it's up to 12% lifesteal. The passive has been changed slightly. The slow has been reduced to 25% on the test realm. Currently on live it's 30%. Although the range has been increased here. So the range is now 500 instead of 400. So basically they're making it easier to build into early, it looks like. I guess it's something, you have the option of building early and then either building into Hextech or Blade of the Rune King later. But let's talk about Blade of the Rune King, because this is the one I find interesting. Basically, the recipe has been changed. If I recall correctly, hold on, I'm just going to move my character because the game's going to move. If I recall correctly, it used to build out of just Bilgewater Cutlass. If I was really professional about this, I would have gone to check on the live server. But anyway, I'm pretty sure it was just Bilgewater Cutlass. Now it builds out of Bilgewater Cutlass, a dagger, and a dagger. So slightly different in that regards. Or maybe there was something. In any case, it's a dagger and a dagger. I'm getting the feeling there was something else on live server. But at any rate, the item itself is quite different now. It used to give 45 attack damage. Now it gives 30 attack damage. The damage has gone down, but it gives 40% attack speed. That never existed on Blade of the Rune King before, so that's kind of interesting. It seems to work well with the passive, since it's 5% damage every single time you hit. So my attack speed quite nice for an item like this. But the thing is, they removed the lifesteal component on it. Now that seems like a nerf, but that's been actually replaced by a really weird passive. I don't think anything really exists like this in the game currently, aside from Blade of the Rune King. So it reads, basic attack steal 5% of target's current health and bonus physical damage, max under 20% minute, so that's the same. And heals you for 30% of your total attack damage on hit. So that means it's giving you lifesteal based on your base attack damage total attack damage stat. It's not based on the hit or anything like that. So it can't be mitigated. But on the flip side, it can't crit either. So basically, or rather, the hit can crit, but even if you crit, you're not getting any extra lifesteal on it. I'm going to go over that a bit more, but let's read over the other unique active first, because this is a bit different. Deals 100 plus 10% of target's maximum health as physical damage, heals for the same amount, and steals 30% of target's movement speed for 4 seconds. So that seems actually pretty good. It's like a mini DFG now, basically, that steals the health back. So, I mean, it's not amazing as an active, but I mean, it's an extra little bit there that's adding on to an item that seems pretty good to me. But yeah, the main part is this unique passive. It's the heal you for 30% of your total attack damage on hit. So basically, it's turning lifesteal almost into an on-hit proc effect, not like an actual lifesteal effect. As I was saying, it doesn't work with crit anymore, so it's probably not as good on champions like, you know, Tristana, your standard AD carry who have massive crit, but instead, people who happen to have a decent amount of attack damage anyway and aren't reliant on crit. So off the top of my head, it seems like it'd be pretty good on bruisers, on average, more than your AD carry. That's just my kind of initial assessment of it. Synergistically speaking, it seems like this item would work best with a Vi. Like, basically, this item now has everything a Vi wants. Attack speed to get her E to, or her W to proc faster. Attack damage never hurts. Now, and she's also stacking percent damage. And she's not dependent on crit. So basically, she's life-stealing back, as you know, at a normal rate. In fact, bypassing mitigation. Because, yeah, there's nothing... You can't mitigate the fact that she's healing based on her own stat, right, as I mentioned earlier. Might work on Jarvan. I might give this a shot. That seems like it might be interesting. I know Zeds typically build the Blade of the Rune King. I don't know if this is better or worse. Off the top of my head, it seems slightly better. It could work on Kog'Maw. I don't know. He's not entirely crit dependent. I know people, at least last time I saw, typically build, what's that item called? Phantom Dancer first. But we'll see about it. I mean, it's really an interesting item. Honestly, this item seems so good to me right now. It might be nerfed slightly before it goes live, but we'll see. I mean, it's not unreasonable.
Stand with me, brothers and
it just seems really good on Vi right now. Like I said, off the top of my head. I'm sure there's other champions it works with. You guys can talk about that in the comments. You know, theorize, do your theory crafting. It's always good to figure this stuff out. You know, and if this is something I like to do. I didn't really do it here, but basically, if there's something new in the game, look over every single champion. Like, get them all on a list somewhere. Just look over the champion list in-game or whatever, and then think about, okay, this would be good on this champion, but not this champion. You basically go through a line and look over everything. But yeah, this is it for me from now. If there's more interesting stuff in the public test realm, I'll let you guys know, of course, through my videos. So thanks for watching. This has been Ponce from lifeintheleague.com/livestream. Livestream every weekday, 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when I'm back on the East Coast. Currently still on the West Coast. But yeah, we're going to end this game before bots kill my, minions kill my base. So thanks again for watching, and goodbye.